Have you ever wondered if winning the lottery is more than luck? What if ancient numerology, Buddhist teachings, and the law of attraction hold the key? In this episode, we'll unravel the mystery behind 6 lucky numbers that align with prosperity and universal energy. Discover how intentional number selection and spiritual alignment can transform your lottery strategy into a powerful manifestation practice. Stay tuned. The secrets to jackpot success might be simpler and more profound than you ever imagined.
So, we're diving into something pretty interesting today, exploring the whole numerology and Buddhism thing and how it all might, connect to winning Powerball.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a fascinating intersection for sure. I mean, you've got numerology with all the vibrations and the meanings attached to numbers, and then you have Buddhism with like the focus on mindfulness and intention and all that. So at first glance, they might seem like totally different.
Yeah.
But when you dig a little deeper, you start to see some pretty cool overlaps.
Yeah, and the source material we're looking at really plays into that. Like, they're all about using numerology to, pick your Powerball numbers super intentionally.
Yeah.
Like, it's some kind of ritual to manifest a win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they keep coming back to the number 8 as a prime example.
Right, the lucky 8.
Yeah, it's huge in both numerology and Buddhism. Like, in numerology, it's all about abundance and material wealth, right? But then you think about the actual shape of the number 8, that infinity loop.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about it that way.
And it kind of visually represents that whole idea of boundless potential,
That's actually pretty cool.
It is.
And then in Buddhism, the number 8, it ties into the Noble Eightfold Path, which is basically like their roadmap to enlightenment, right?
Exactly. So it's not just about like the material wealth, but spiritual abundance too.
Right. Okay, so I'm already seeing how this goes way beyond just picking some random numbers, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're shifting your whole mindset, approaching this with a totally different level of awareness.
For sure. It's like you're bringing intentionality to every aspect of the process.
Exactly.
And that in itself can be really powerful.
But I got to ask, isn't there kind of a paradox here, though? We're talking about systems that are all about mindfulness and spiritual growth, and then we're using them to potentially win like millions of dollars.
Yeah. That's a good point. It definitely raises the question of like, what's your real intention here, right? Are you approaching this with genuine, curiosity and a desire for self-discovery, or is it just like pure material desire driving you?
Yeah.
That's something for each person to really think about, I guess. But the source material does suggest that even just the act of choosing your numbers with intention, being mindful about it, that can be a form of mindfulness practice in itself.
Okay, so instead of just grabbing a quick pick, you're really thinking about the numbers, their meanings, and what you want to, manifest into your life.
Right.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a more mindful approach.
Exactly. And they even talk about using your birth date to figure out your life path number, which is a big deal in numerology, right? It's like understanding your own like unique vibrational frequency and then using that knowledge to make decisions that, that really align with who you are.
So it's not just about picking numbers that'll supposedly bring you wealth. It's more about understanding what those numbers actually mean for you.
Exactly. And then you've got Buddhist practices like mindful intention setting. Imagine combining those two things.
Yeah.
Using your personal numerology to set clear and powerful intentions for what you want to bring into your life. That's some next level stuff.
Yeah, it sounds pretty powerful.
Right.
Okay, but let's be real for a sec. I mean, how much control can we really have over something as random as Powerball,
Well, that's where karma comes in. It's like this central idea in Buddhism suggesting that every action has a consequence, right? And that our thoughts and intentions actually shape what happens to us in the future.
Right.
So the source material kind of hints at this idea that by like approaching the lottery mindfully with a clear intention, you're basically putting out this positive energy into the universe. And maybe, just maybe, that could influence the outcome.
So it's less about trying to like rig the system or anything. It's more about like aligning yourself with a certain energy or frequency.
Exactly. It's like recognizing that you're not just some passive observer in this whole game of chance.
Yeah.
You're an active participant, even in something as simple as picking numbers.
Right.
And your actions, your intentions, they carry a certain energy that can, ripple outward.
And the source material even gives you like specific ways to do that, right? With visualizations, affirmations, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, they're all about that. They talk about, like, picturing yourself winning while you're picking your numbers, really feeling that victory, you know?
Oh, wow.
And practicing gratitude, not just for the potential win, but for everything you already have.
Okay.
And using meditation to focus your energy and intentions on the outcome you want.
Okay, so those are all things that people do in all sorts of areas of their lives, right? Whether it's attracting a new job, relationship, better health. It's fascinating to think about applying them to, like, Powerball.
Yeah, definitely.
But how do those practices actually connect to the numbers themselves? It feels like we've jumped from talking about the meanings of numbers to these, like, mental and emotional exercises.
Oh, that's a great observation, and that's where it gets even more interesting. The source material suggests that specific numbers can actually amplify those practices, like boost their effectiveness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they talk a lot about the number 9, which represents completion and fulfillment in numerology.
Oh, right. They suggest using 9 to represent, like, winning the jackpot, achieving your ultimate goal.
Exactly. And that ties into another big concept from both numerology and Buddhism, which is cycles.
Okay.
9 represents, like, the culmination of a cycle, the end of one phase and the beginning of a new one.
So it's like this idea that everything's operating in cycles, right? The seasons, our lives, and understanding those cycles can help us make better decisions, create better outcomes.
Exactly. It's about aligning yourself with those natural rhythms and tapping into this larger flow of energy, you know?
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to see how this goes way beyond picking lucky numbers.
Right.
It's about understanding these bigger forces at play and working with them instead of against them.
Absolutely.
But how do you actually figure out which cycles are relevant to you? This all seems a little vague.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It would be helpful to have, like, more specific instructions on how to do that.
Yeah.
But they do emphasize the importance of paying attention to the patterns in your own life, the numbers that keep popping up or feel meaningful to you.
They call them signals of alignment, right?
Yes, those recurring numbers that might be trying to tell you something.
Okay, but how do you know if those numbers are really trying to tell you something?
Right.
Or if you're just, like, seeing patterns that aren't actually there?
Well, that's where mindfulness comes in, you know? It's about observing your thoughts and experiences without judgment, becoming more aware of those subtle ways the universe might be, like nudging you in a certain direction.
So it's less about, like, cracking some secret code.
Yeah.
And more about just paying attention to what's already there.
Exactly. It's about being open, curious, trusting your intuition, and, you know, just being willing to experiment a little.
I like that. It feels less rigid, more like an adventure, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the source material keeps emphasizing. They're not giving you some formula for picking lottery numbers. They're presenting a whole different way of looking at life with more intention, more awareness, and a belief in, you know, the power of manifestation.
So it's about using these tools to tap into your own potential, create a more fulfilling life, whether you win the lottery or not.
Exactly.
I'm really curious to see where this all goes.
Yeah.
It's already, like, challenged some of my ideas about what numerology and Buddhism are even about.
Oh, for sure. This is just the beginning, and you'll be surprised at the insights we uncover as we, you know, keep exploring all this.
Definitely. Let's dive in.
All right, so speaking of those deeper insights, the source material gets into some really interesting examples, you know, connecting numerology and Buddhism in some unexpected ways.
Right.
Like, they talk about the number 7 and how it's significant in both systems.
Oh, the number 7. What's so special about that?
Well, in numerology, 7 is often associated with, like, introspection, wisdom, searching for truth, that kind of thing. It's the number of the philosopher, the seeker, someone who really digs deep.
Okay.
And that actually resonates with some Buddhist teachings, too.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, in Buddhism, the number 7 is connected to the 7 factors of enlightenment, which are basically qualities you cultivate on your path to, you know, awakening.
Okay.
So you've got this link between, like, seeking knowledge, you know, externally through numerology, and then seeking inner wisdom through those Buddhist practices.
Interesting. So by, like, incorporating the number 7 into your Powerball picks, you're not just choosing a random number, you're tapping into that whole energy of, like, wisdom and spiritual seeking.
That's the idea, yeah. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about aligning yourself with certain energies and intentions.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think choosing specific numbers based on these meanings can actually have an effect on something like, you know, the Powerball?
I don't know. Still kind of wrestling with that a bit.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks it's a little far-fetched, but then again, we were just talking about the whole karma thing.
Right.
And how our thoughts and actions can shape our reality, so maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, it definitely requires a bit of a leap of faith, embracing the possibility that, there are forces at work that we might not fully understand.
Yeah.
And the source material definitely leans into that. They talk about using numbers to, remove blocks to success, align with your personal vibrations, and even connect with a higher purpose.
I've heard of people meditating on certain numbers or visualizing them to try to manifest their desires.
Right.
But this source actually suggests meditating on your chosen Powerball numbers at specific times of day to embed your intentions into the universe.
Yeah, they suggest that timing can play a role in amplifying the power of your intentions.
Interesting.
They also talk about aligning your actions with lunar cycles or other astrological indians, which is an idea that you see in a lot of ancient traditions.
So it's not just about the numbers themselves, but the context you're using them in, the energy you're imbuing them with.
Exactly. And they even suggest that certain numbers can be used to boost the effects of those practices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they mention the number 9 again as a symbol of completion and fulfillment, and how it can be used to really amplify gratitude practices.
Okay, so you would meditate on the number 9 while practicing gratitude for everything you already have.
Right.
As a way to attract even more abundance.
Exactly. It's all about creating synergy between different practices and aligning your actions with the energies you want to bring into your life.
Okay, this is getting really interesting. But I also have to say, it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
There are so many numbers and meanings and practices to consider.
Right.
How do you even begin to sort through it all?
Well, that's where intuition comes in. The source material really encourages readers to, trust their gut, pay attention to the numbers that feel personally significant to them, and just experiment with different practices to see what works.
Okay.
They also emphasize self-awareness, understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, and the areas where you might be blocking yourself from success.
So it's not about blindly following some formula. It's about using these systems as tools for self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. They're frameworks for exploring your own potential and making choices that align with, your deepest desires.
Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still wondering about the practicality of it all.
Yeah.
How do you actually, take these concepts and apply them in real life?
Well, they offer some suggestions. They talk about looking for patterns in your own life, those numbers that keep appearing or feel important to you.
That's signals of alignment, right?
Exactly. But, how do you know if those numbers are actually trying to tell you something?
Right.
Or if you're just seeing patterns where there aren't any?
Yeah.
That's where that mindfulness practice comes back in.
Okay.
It's about observing your thoughts and experiences without judgment, becoming more aware of the subtle ways the universe might be, communicating with you.
So it's not so much about deciphering a secret code.
Yeah.
It's more about developing that deeper sensitivity to the synchronicities and patterns that are already present.
Exactly. It's about being open and curious, trusting your intuition, and just being willing to experiment.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
It feels less like a rigid system and more like a journey of exploration.
Absolutely. And that's what the source material ultimately emphasizes. They're not just giving you a system for picking lottery numbers, they're presenting a whole framework for how to approach life with more intention, awareness, and a belief in that power of manifestation.
Yeah, it's about using these tools to tap into your own potential and create a more fulfilling life.
Exactly.
Regardless of whether you win the lottery or not.
Right. And that leads us to another fascinating aspect they touch upon. The concept of master numbers.
Oh, yeah. The master numbers. I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Extra powerful or something, right?
Yeah. In numerology, master numbers 11, 22, and 33 are thought to have these heightened vibrations.
Okay.
And represent a greater potential for, spiritual insight and purpose.
Okay, but how do those master numbers come into play when we're talking about Powerball?
Well, the source material suggests using these master numbers to connect with the deeper level of intention.
Okay.
To align yourself with energies that go beyond the material realm. You know.
So it's not just about winning money. It's about tapping into something bigger.
Exactly. And they even suggest using these master numbers to overcome fears, break through those limiting beliefs, and cultivate a mindset of abundance and possibility.
I'm starting to see how these concepts can be applied to all areas of life, not just the lottery.
Right.
It's about understanding the power of our thoughts and intentions and how they can shape what we experience.
Absolutely. And the source material provides some specific examples of how to do that. They mention the number 5, which represents change and adaptability,
Okay.
and how it can be used to embrace new opportunities and navigate through periods of transition.
Interesting. We often resist change, but what if we could see it as a catalyst for growth, you know?
Yeah, that's the mindset shift they're encouraging.
I like that.
And they also talk about the number 1 representing new beginnings and leadership,
Uh-huh.
and how it can be used to, like, step into your power and create the life you want.
Yeah, taking ownership of your destiny, realizing you have the ability to shape your future.
Exactly. And they highlight the importance of combining those numerological insights with Buddhist practices like meditation
Right.
to quiet the mind, clear out mental clutter, and create a more fertile ground for manifestation.
So it's not just about manipulating numbers, it's about like transforming your inner world as well.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that true abundance starts from within, from a place of self-belief, gratitude, and alignment with your higher purpose.
I'm really digging how they're weaving these two systems together,
Yeah.
showing how they can like complement each other.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it gets even more fascinating when they start talking about aligning your actions with specific cycles to, further enhance your connection to that universal
Like
energy.
7-year cycles again, right?
Yes. The ones that represent transformation in numerology.
Uh-huh.
They suggest that by understanding these cycles and timing your actions accordingly, you can really tap into that natural flow of energy and increase your chances of success.
So it's not just about like brute force action. It's about working with the natural rhythms of the universe.
Precisely. It's about finding that sweet spot where your efforts are, like, amplified by the cosmic flow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you actually determine when those cycles are in your favor?
Yeah, that's a valid point. It would be helpful to have, clearer guidance on how to identify and work with those cycles.
Right.
But they do emphasize the importance of being aware of the patterns in your own life, noticing those times when things just seem to flow effortlessly,
Uh-huh.
and the times when you're met with resistance.
Okay, so paying attention to your own experiences and learning to like read those subtle cues.
Exactly. It's about developing a deeper sensitivity to the ebb and flow of life, learning to ride the waves, so to speak.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Makes the whole concept of working with the cycles feel a lot less intimidating
Right.
and more like just a natural part of life.
Yeah, exactly. And they also highlight the importance of balance in your approach, which is a core theme in both numerology and Buddhism.
Right. They suggest pairing high energy numbers with more grounding numbers
Exactly.
to create a balance that reflects that universal principle of harmony.
It's about finding that equilibrium, that sweet spot where everything's working together in a seamless flow.
And they connect that concept of balance to generosity,
Yes.
suggesting that sharing your abundance can create a positive ripple effect.
They talk about dedicating a portion of your potential winnings to a cause you believe in,
Oh, yeah.
creating a flow of positive energy that supports your success.
So it's not just about personal gain, but about contributing to the well-being of others.
Exactly. It's about understanding that true abundance isn't a zero-sum game,
Yeah.
and that by giving back, you create a cycle of prosperity that benefits everyone.
I'm really starting to see how these concepts go way beyond just winning the lottery.
Yeah.
It's a whole philosophy of living a more intentional and fulfilling life.
And then they bring in another interesting element, the idea of angel numbers.
Oh, angel numbers. I've heard of those. Those repeating sequences like 11.11 or 22.22.
Exactly. And they suggest incorporating these repeating numbers into your Powerball choices as a way to, like, amplify your intentions
Right.
and align with those powerful synchronicities.
So you're seeing these numbers as more than just random occurrences.
Right.
They're messages from like a higher source.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
being open to whatever guidance they might be offering. They also emphasize choosing your red Powerball number, that jackpot number, with intention.
Oh.
Selecting a number that represents your ultimate goal,
So aligning your actions with your deepest aspirations, using Powerball as a vehicle for manifesting your dreams.
Precisely. And they bring in visualization, suggesting you close your eyes and actually picture yourself holding that winning ticket, feeling that gratitude of already achieving success.
That's a powerful technique.
It is.
By vividly imagining the outcome you want, you're basically imprinting it on your subconscious
Yeah.
and aligning your energy with its manifestation.
Exactly. And they even suggest aligning your number choices with the moon's phases, tapping into the energy of new beginnings during a new moon, or the energy of completion and fulfillment during a full moon.
So working with those natural rhythms of the cosmos, finding those times when the energy is most supportive of your intentions.
Exactly. And they keep coming back to the importance of those personal milestones, those significant moments in your life that mark transitions and new beginnings.
Right.
They suggest incorporating those milestones into your number choices as a way to make the Powerball journey more meaningful.
Okay.
And align your actions with your life's journey.
So it's about recognizing that your life is a tapestry of experiences, each one contributing to, like, the richness of who you are.
Exactly. And they remind us that the Powerball journey, just like life itself, is an opportunity for growth and transformation, a chance to learn and evolve.
It's not just about hitting the jackpot. It's about using the experience as a catalyst for personal growth.
Precisely. Yeah, it really is. It's like they're saying the real prize isn't the money, but the journey you take to get there.
Yeah, like seeing the whole Powerball thing, whether you win or lose, as a chance to learn more about yourself and how the universe works.
Exactly. It's not about getting rich quick. It's more about, like, a whole new way to approach life.
Yeah, with more intention and mindfulness and realizing that everything is connected.
Right. And they keep reminding us that abundance isn't just about money. It's about being grateful for what we already have.
Right. And using what you might win to make a positive impact.
Exactly.
They even suggest things like fasting or meditation to improve your intuition before you choose your numbers.
Wow.
It's almost spiritual how you prepare for Powerball.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's about making it a sacred experience, quieting your mind, and really connecting with your inner wisdom.
And it goes back to that balance idea we talked about.
Yeah.
Not just with the numbers, but how you live your life in general.
They suggest pairing numbers with different energies.
Yeah.
Like the expansiveness of 3 with the grounding energy of 4 to create a kind of harmony, like what we're trying to do in our own lives.
So it's not about going all in on one thing, but finding that middle ground where everything flows together.
Exactly. And they remind us that every choice we make, every action we take, shapes the reality we experience.
So we're not just watching things happen, we're actively creating our own destiny.
Right. They want us to approach Powerball and life with faith and keep going, trusting that the universe wants good things for us.
And to enjoy the process. Celebrate each step, win or lose.
Yeah, to see that the real reward is how we change and grow, the lessons we learn, the connections we make.
So even though this source material seems like it's all about winning the lottery,
Right.
it's really a deeper look at personal growth, setting intentions, and using universal energy to create a more fulfilling life.
It's like using Powerball as a metaphor,
Yeah.
a way to discover ourselves and make our dreams come true, both material and spiritual.
This has been a really eye-opening conversation.
Yeah.
It's changed how I think about numerology, Buddhism, and even the lottery itself.
Me too. And it leaves us with something to think about. What if the real jackpot isn't the money, but the personal growth we experience? What if the real win is becoming more aware, more intentional, and more aligned with our purpose?
Reflecting on this journey, we've uncovered profound truths. Each number carries lessons for prosperity. The number 8, symbolizing infinite abundance and balance, aligns us with the flow of wealth. It reminds us of the cyclical nature of life, where generosity attracts more abundance. How will you integrate this wisdom into your jackpot strategy? Share your reflections in the comments. Your perspective could inspire others to unlock their potential. The number 7, representing introspection and spiritual growth, teaches us to trust the process. It's a reminder of the wisdom gained through reflection and the courage to act in harmony with universal energy. Have you noticed moments when inner clarity guided your decisions? Could this number be the catalyst for your transformation? If this insight resonates, let us know and encourage others to see the beauty in alignment. Let's revisit 5, the number of transformation and adaptability. In Buddhist teachings, it embodies the principle of impermanence, urging us to embrace change as a path to growth. How often do we resist change when it's the very key to unlocking abundance? Reflect on how this number can guide your jackpot choices and life decisions. Like and share if this wisdom inspires you to welcome transformation. 9, the number of completion and fulfillment, resonates with cycles ending and new beginnings. It's not just about achieving goals but about stepping into your highest potential. In Buddhism, this number symbolizes the culmination of spiritual journeys. What doors might this number close to make way for the ultimate jackpot? Share your insights. Your reflections may guide others toward their own breakthroughs. The number 3, a beacon of creativity and harmony, aligns with the Buddhist concept of the 3 jewels: Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. It teaches us the power of community, growth, and shared purpose. How does creativity play a role in your journey to abundance? Could your numbers reflect this energy of expansion? If so, comment below and let's build a community rooted in intentional growth. Revisit 11, the master number, symbolizing intuition and spiritual awakening. This number reminds us to listen to our inner voice and act with confidence. In Buddhism, mindfulness strengthens this connection, guiding us to clarity. Are there moments in your life when intuition led you to unexpected success? Reflect on how 11 can amplify your jackpot choices and share this wisdom to inspire others. The number 4, symbolizing stability and foundation, reminds us of the Four Noble Truths in Buddhism. It's the cornerstone of grounding and resilience. How might this number strengthen your strategy not just for the jackpot, but for building a life of intentional abundance? Subscribe and share if you believe stability is the secret to lasting success. Finally, gratitude amplifies the lessons of each number. Combining 8, 7, 5, 9, 3, and 11 into your jackpot selection isn't just a method. It's a practice of mindfulness and intention. Each number holds a story, a vibration that aligns with the universe's abundance. Which number speaks most to your journey? Recap your insights in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to stay connected to future revelations. Every number we've discussed carries energy that resonates beyond the lottery. It shapes your mindset and actions. Let this episode inspire you to pick numbers not randomly but intentionally, aligning with universal truths. How has this episode reshaped your relationship with wealth and abundance? Share your reflections and invite others to join the conversation. Thank you for joining this journey of transformation and alignment. The jackpot is more than a game, it's a mirror of your intentions. Like, share, and subscribe to keep exploring the intersections of numerology, Buddhism, and prosperity. Together, we'll continue unlocking the secrets to intentional abundance. Until next time, trust in your numbers, your path, and the universe's infinite possibilities.